Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is your host Saad Humayun. I hope you all are doing well. As expected, we finished our Champions League group stage on a positive note. Arsenal played PSV Eindhoven, who too have qualified for the next round by the way. It was a competitive game overall that ended with a 1-1 draw, with Eddie Nketiah scoring an absolute peach. And with that draw, Arsenal topped the group and qualified for the round of 16. Congrats to all Gunners all over the globe. I'm sure you would be all celebrating the best way you can. However, one fan base I do know who won't be celebrating at all is Manchester United's fan base. As Manchester United are out of the European competition completely. That means no Champions League, no Europa League, no Conference League, nothing. They faced a defeat last night against Bayern Munich and finished their group at the bottom. Such a disgrace. Like it or not, Manchester United has let the Premier League down. Well, Newcastle too, but it was their first season in the Champions League, so yeah, it's understandable. What's the use of finishing in top four when you perform like that in the Champions League and exit from the competition that early? Apparently, they made some kind of world record. They conceded most goals at this stage of the competition. It's symbolic. Anyways, back to PSV Arsenal. Let's discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly from Arsenal's 1-1 standoff with PSV in their last UEFA Champions League group stage match. Let's talk about the positives first. Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah was on fire. He stood in for Gabriel Jesus, and did he deliver? The guy is not an identical player to Jesus, but he's a top-notch scorer. If only he was consistent. He netted his first ever Champions League goal on his debut in the competition, putting him on par with Gabriel Jesus for the season's goal count. While he might not be the exact striker Arsenal needs, he's proving to be a consistent backup to Gabriel Jesus. Control is the name of the game. That's another positive point I'm going to discuss. Control is the name of the game. Arsenal's game plan this season has been all about control. They have matured into a squad that can dictate the game's pace, denying opponents any breathing space, yet did not score much. However, in the match against PSV, this control was a bit shaky, especially with the absence of key players like Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. The second tier players did not quite manage to maintain the usual level of control, but hey, it's something to work on. Point number three, I love this player, and I think it would be fair to give Bukayo Saka some rest and play him instead. Reece Nelson is making waves. Reece Nelson is another player who has been doing his thing and deserves a bit more time on the field. He stepped in, provided an assist for the goal, and almost scored one himself. He's got some room for improvement, and he's only going to improve if he will play regularly. But overall, he's doing all right and should be on the manager's radar. There were three positives. Now talk about the negatives. First one, our bench, our backup players, our second tier players, they need a massive upgrade. Sure, nothing was at stake in the match against PSV, but their performance left a bit to be desired. They were outplayed and struggled to keep control of the game. It's clear they need to step up their game if they are going to stand in for the regular players. Our backup players are not as good as Man City's or Liverpool's. Let's accept that. And we have to rely on first team players and hope they do not get injured if we want to win a major trophy this year. Point number two, a letdown for the academy kids. With whispers that Mikel Arteta has been impressed by the younger players, there were some expectations for academy defenders like Walters to get some action on the field. But that did not happen, and neither did um, Ethan Nwaneri and Lino Sousa get a chance to play. It's a bit disappointing, but hopefully they will get their shot when the situation allows. I don't know when when that situation will arise again. They should have played. It was a dead rubber game. Point number three, defensive options are thin on the ground. Arsenal found themselves in a tight spot with a scarcity of defensive options last season. Even in this match, Declan Rice had to step in as a centre back, which is not his usual position. With injuries plaguing the system, they are left with just six senior defenders, and out of six, only two are decent. I mean, very good. And Gabriel and Saliba. This is a concern that needs to be addressed, possibly in the January transfer window. We need at least three players, one as a backup for Saka, one as a midfielder in place of Partey, and another defender. Now talk about the ugly part. There was good, there's bad, now this ugly part. As group winners, there's a chance that Arsenal could get a favorable draw for the first knockout stage. But the reality is, strong teams like Inter Milan, RB Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, PSG, and AC Milan could be waiting in the wings. And of course, there's also a chance to draw against FC Porto, Lazio, Copenhagen, or Shakhtar Donetsk. But in the Champions League, there are no easy matches. And if you personally ask me, I would rather want to win against the likes of PSG or Inter Milan or even Napoli because I know we can do it. We have a very good squad. We are playing really well, and they are not. Let's accept that English football is on another level, and Arsenal can defeat PSG or Inter Milan. So yeah, why not? Um, Anyways, guys, that's all for today, and I hope to see you soon. You'll be watching me present a preview for the game against Brighton over the weekend. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so, and I'll see you soon.